Hi friend. Life has been treating us with constant rain lately. After getting soaked under the rain in a small village somewhere in Surrey, I finally decided to buy a raincoat, which is probably one of the most adult purchases I've made lately, considering that I only wear dresses and boots and nothing else. Raincoat is an odd beast in my wardrobe and I currently don't even know what to do with it. But that's not the only adult thing I've been up to at this point in my life. In fact, these past 2 months, ever since I moved back to England, I've been looking for a place to live further away from the hustle of big city I've called home for a very long time. If I'm honest, looking for a place to live came with loads of challenges and heartache. I'm not yet looking for a big commitment, so I've only been searching for a place to rent for the nearest future, but never have I thought that it would be so difficult to find a home I'd fall in love with. I had this idea in my head of what I'd like my new home to look like. Peaceful, vast views, birds chirping overhead, stars shining at night, no neighbors in sight for at least a few miles, woodlands, meadows, bunnies hopping in the backyard. I've had this perfect vision which had proven to be unattainable. Whenever I thought I found a place I could call home, it seemed to slip away from me that same instant. There were houses which weren't perfect, but I still fell in love with. One had a view of a field with grazing cows and red kites flying overhead. Though it was tiny, it was somewhat close to my vision, but unfortunately it had slipped away to someone more local. Another one was a flat in an old Victorian manor, with tall ceilings and strangely proportioned rooms. It was strange and quirky, surrounded by woodlands and a sheep pasture only meters away. The only sign of civilization was this coffee roastery next door, which made me extremely excited. But that one wasn't for us either. And then there was the third one. The property I loved so much I could envision myself living there for years to come. I really thought that we had it in our pocket. It was this quirky 18th century cottage, which hundreds of years ago served as a pub. A traditional English house with exposed beam ceilings and loads of history behind it. And just as I thought that we are moving into this place literally in a few days, the owners decided to keep it for themselves after all. It wasn't meant to be, which of course made me extremely sad, but that's how it is, and unfortunately it wasn't up to me to change anything. But of course, when one door shuts, another one opens. And here we are now, packing the little amount of belongings we have and moving to our new home in a village somewhere in Oxfordshire. It's not the perfect home I envisioned. It's not an old Victorian manor or an 18th century pub. It doesn't have sheep and cows grazing outside the window or red kites flying overhead. But the doorway is beautifully framed by a wisteria plant, which will bloom next spring and is going to be our home for the nearest future. And then, who knows? I'm sure many wonderful things will happen here as well. I'm sure many new beginnings will take root here. While sometimes things don't go exactly how we envisioned, I like to believe that there are lessons we are meant to learn from these experiences we encounter along the way. Of course, I would have loved to see my life pan out exactly how I planned, to have a journey that's as smooth gliding as butter. But sometimes all I can do is accept the journey just as it comes and live fully the life that's unfolding before me. And maybe I won't be living next door to the pastures or coffee roasters or endless woodlands, but I will be living here and now, and there's beauty in that too. I'm a little bit excited to take you on this new journey with me, regardless of whether it's gonna be just as I envisioned or slightly different. But you will be seeing a lot of British countryside from here on out, and I hope you enjoy it. I hope you are having a great time wherever you are, and I'll speak to you soon.